Hey dudes, welcome back to RC Cars UK. Paddy with you here again. Now, we've got a Bosch little multi-sander out here. Now, you know, if you watch my channel on the regular, I like to do little tool unboxings every now and again when I go and get myself a new tool. So I'm used to using little mouse sanders for when I do the windows. Wooden frames, it's always usually soft wood, but there is some hardwood work there as well. Now, so the story goes that I've got some very delicate frames to do with original 19th century glass, which can be very fragile due to the way it's made. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the panes of glass themselves. So mouse plate here vibrates too much and it can crack the panes, especially in the lower amperage models, like the 60 amp models of the mouse sanders. That tends to happen more. So this is 100 watt. And I've got a 100 watt mouse, but I thought, you know, I'm in Homebase, I'm going to give this a little go. So I went into Homebase, got one of these. 2.5 days it lasted, and to be fair, I wasn't really giving it that much stick. I was using it, but I'd say on average 2 hours out of the day. So 2.5 days it lasted. So total of about 5 hours use on it, it gave up the ghost. The revs started to get really inconsistent on it, and I could tell that there was some sort of contact issue inside. Now, what I was using it for was wood filler. Now, I've used mouse sanders on car body filler and 2K filler and stuff like that, which is really tough stuff because it's obviously for the automotive industry, it's automotive car body filler. But I only used this Bosch one that I had on wood filler, and that's quite soft in comparison. It's quite easy to sand. You can sand it with 240s and 120s with relative ease. So anyway, let's go ahead and unbox it. I've been back to Homebase and got one of these again, so a brand new one, and I'm hoping that this one lasts more than 2.5 days. Now, what I have noticed is these sanders are assembled in Germany, I believe, but they are not using German components, and I'm assuming I can leave it to your own imagination to work out where these are actually being manufactured, as in the parts are coming from, and I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say China. So I think that was the cause. Was filler dust has obviously got onto the PCB or something inside of the original one, and caused it to have a failure and stop working. Took it back, Homebase, great, they said that's fine, you can have a replacement, but I'm questioning now, with that one lasting 2.5 days, how long is this one going to last? It does run off the mains power, obviously. You get about 1.5 meters of cordage. This is plugged in, and I'm just going to give you a little demonstration. So you can tell that is moving at quite a high RPM. So that's much better for fragile frames because the plate doesn't move as much. It's a smaller movement and but a faster one. So taking a closer look at the design, it's quite ergonomic. It fits quite well in the hand. I mean, I've not got massive hands. I'd say regular size hands, if you want to call them that. And I think this is quite a good size. The bulb isn't too big. There's not too much of a cut in there either, which is fantastic. It means you can get a grip. I sometimes do use two hands, frequently use two hands with these, and with it being a little longer than a mouse, it is sort of good for that. You can sort of get a grip here and then on the front as well to guide the little nose down there. So yeah, ergonomics wise, the only gripe I have on this is this switch. It feels cheap, to be honest with you. I think this could have been one of the things that was failing on the other model, was the switch. It just didn't feel right, to be honest with you. It's still, I mean, this is a brand new one, and it's just the quality just doesn't feel like it's there. Do you know what I mean? It's okay ergonomics wise. You can turn it on. You can sort of, yeah. I don't know if you heard that click then. Yeah, the switch is just a real cheap slide switch. I reckon that's what was failing on the original one, so I reckon that's what's going to go on here. Perhaps dust gets in the slide and it just won't come on, and it breaks the slide contact. I mean, a slide switch, really, and not protecting it from dust with a sander is just lunacy, isn't it? Really, I mean, why put a component on there that's just so cheap and not even shielded against the dust? But there we go. Ergonomics wise, sort of 9 out of 10. Looks 9 out of 10. Functionality of that switch, 2 out of 10, if that. 1.5 maybe. Now this brings me neatly to this little box on the back here. Now this microfilter system actually works quite well, right? So I tried this microfilter system when sanding the fillet, and it does collect, I'd say, about 90%, 85 to 90% of the dust was coming back into here. You just take it off and you can pop it out. What I did was just pull it up. If you pull it up enough like that and put some pressure on it, with 2 hands, one on top, one on there, it will just pop off. You can just press the sides and release. What I actually did was just keep it together as one unit, pop it off really quickly, put it in a bag, on the neck of the bag, and then just tap it with something that's like your end of your screwdriver or something, and it'll knock all the dust out the little filter ribs there. So it works much the same way as your little car filter does, if you will, which isn't surprising given it's Bosch, because they do make a lot of automotive filters. But that actually works quite well, so happy with that. So overall with the Bosch sander, final points being that ergonomics wise great, functionality wise when it's working fantastic, couldn't fault it. Gripes about it, cheap switch, don't like that. Reliability issues possibly surrounding that, or possibly other components, but like I said, for the price, it's £35 from Homebase or wherever you can get your hands on one. So price wise and sort of functionality wise great, but concerns over long-term reliability definitely. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I appreciate you checking out this little tool unboxing of this little Bosch PSM 100 amp multi sander. Cheers for watching. I'll see you again soon, guys.